And that is a wrap. We are done. 20 something interviews I don't even remember anymore. Lots of rescheduling. We added a sixth day to the shoot schedule because some people weren't able to come during the original 5 days. We were affected by some people being unwell. Some people had to go into state, had work interruptions. We were just constantly rescheduling. However, we've reached the point now where we are done. We got almost everyone that we wanted. There's just a couple of people that we just couldn't make it work, but we can't keep filming. We have to move on. So we are wrapped as of right now. The chair, the suddenly famous chair, is now empty. And is going to remain empty, and this room's going to fall silent for a little while. We're heading into the edit. I had a meeting with my editor first thing this morning. I was up at, 5:30. Had a meeting with my editor, and we're getting all of that started. We're transcoding the data. One of the things that a lot of people don't realize about professional digital cinema cameras is just the amount of data that they generate. So we've been generating somewhere in the order of 1.5 to 2 terabytes of data a day. We have a 10 odd terabytes of data out of just the 6 days of filming that we've done. So we're now doing a whole bunch of transcoding, creating what's called proxies, which are smaller files that are easier for editing computers to work with. We're going to edit, so the editor is starting on Wednesday, starting in earnest. My research team have already been working on finding all the collateral, all the other videos, bits and pieces, press conferences, newspaper clippings, etc., that we need to be able to help tell this story. But the main narrative has come from this chair and the 20 plus absolutely incredible people that I've had the pleasure of interviewing over the last 6 weeks. So a huge thank you to each of them. What we're going to do, the next week things are going to go a little bit quiet from me. We've got some posters to show you and a bit of other stuff that's going to be fun. But as of the week after this coming week, so in a week's time, I should be ready to start releasing to you a few of the cuttings, the bits of interviews that aren't going to make it into the documentary necessarily, but that I think are interesting and valuable and worth everyone seeing and hearing in their own right. So we're going to be doing that, and they should start coming out in around about a week's time. So you'll start to see not necessarily a sneak peek of the doco, but a sneak peek of what's gone on in all of these interviews, because these conversations have been incredible. I've had the pleasure of speaking to some of the most amazing people over the last 6 days. It has filled my heart with joy. I've cried a couple of times. I've laughed actually quite a lot. We just had a couple of people in today, just by coincidence, a few people that really could make you laugh in the most absurd circumstances and talking about the most heartbreaking things. They just managed to bring that spark with them, and I look forward to sharing that with you in the documentary as well. Fair warning, it's going to be heavy. This is a heavy topic. This has been a heavy 2 years, and I wouldn't be doing justice to this topic if I didn't allow it to be the honest truth, which is heavy. But there will be some fun, there will be some joy, there will be some laughter along the way too, and certainly looking to leave people with a message of hope, a message of optimism, and a way to move forward. That's the focus. So, one of the most intense 6-day periods of my life comes to a close. Long days. My crew's been fantastic. Thank you, guys. Unfortunately, most of my crew are going to go unnamed in the credits. They're going to go in as anonymous because, the wonderful loving arts industry that's all about inclusivity and you being yourself. Well, they're extremely intolerant to people with the wrong politics, and so many of my crew, my editor, a lot of people involved in the post-production, their credit is simply going to be anonymous because they actually can't take the risk of naming themselves and outing themselves as being involved in this project. I think it's an absolute tragedy, but that is just how it is. But my crew, guys, people may not know your names, but they will see your work and they will know that you were absolutely outstanding, and you were. And thank you so much for all your help. Please spread this around. Make sure that people know that this project is going on. We are in production right now. We've just wrapped up filming with all of our interviews. There's a bit more filming to do that will involve me, but we're going to do that in about a 1.5 to 2 weeks' time after we've had a chance to go through all of the interviews in detail and begin to craft the narrative of the documentary. My job as the narrator is basically to fill in the gaps, any little connections and segues that aren't quite there just in the interviews. It's my job to fill those in. So we'll film me in another 1.5 or 2 weeks' time. You'll get more updates at that point, obviously, and just know that we are working very, very hard in the background, and everything is going really, really, really well, actually. A lot of hard work, but the results are there, so I'm very, very happy with it. Thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed the update. Please make sure you share it far and wide. Tell people about this. This is going to be every bit as fantastic as you're hoping. And this is, without question, I can tell you already, this is going to be the finest piece of work that I've ever done. And that is thanks to the amazing team that's come around me to help make this a reality. So thanks, guys. Thank you to those that have funded it. I do appreciate that. More funding is always appreciated. It's going to go towards the marketing budget now. But we are funded. This documentary is happening. And like I said, we're now most of the way through production and heading into editing. Cheers, guys.